All right, 33ers, it is good to be back. If you've been paying attention, I haven't done a Friday video now in a few weeks, and a few of you have reached out to me and say, hey Frank, what's up? Where you been? I gotta tell you, it has been an eventful few weeks. I ended up getting COVID, so I was down for like a week. Then my wife Sherry got COVID, so I was picking up some of the slack around the house. So I didn't have a heck of a lot of time to do videos. I managed to squeeze in a Sunday video or two in there, but otherwise I've been playing catch up, and I'm still playing catch up. Just 2 weeks. Between me and my wife, being out for 2 weeks really leaves a lot to catch up on. But I'm happy to be back and happy to be doing these videos again. So first thing I want to do, I did that draw a couple weeks back for the Oob Cubes, the record storage crates. I picked 3 names. Unfortunately, the third person, the contest was only open to residents in Canada and the USA, and the person was from the UK. So unfortunately, they knew it. They couldn't qualify to win. But that means I can draw one more winner. So let's do that first. So let's do this. Let's see who the third winner is. The winner is JD Mack, and he wrote Oob Cube. That's all you had to do to win. JD, shoot me an email by November 16th at channel33rpm@gmail.com. If I don't hear from you by November 16th, I will redraw again. Dear 33ers, this is the contest that never ends. We will find out. Stay tuned.
Love vinyl? Tell the world with a Channel 33 RPM t-shirt. Check out the Channel 33 RPM store today.
All right, the next thing, what should we talk about next? Okay, first of all, I want to give a shout out to viewer Shane Mullins. He sent me the sketch he did of me, this illustration. I thought it was pretty good, so I wanted to give a shout out and a thank you to Shane. If you check out his Facebook, he's got a bunch of other illustrations he has done. I will leave a link below. Thank you again, Shane. Very talented man. I dig it. I have had quite a few requests to bring my cork turntable mats back to the Channel 33 RPM store. I've done that, but I've done it even better. I've brought back the mats, but they are new and improved. Here is the new mat. You can see them, I got them on the wall. When people order them, they come all fancy like this. So these are still made by Analog Restorations in New Jersey, USA, using cork imported from Portugal, as it says on the back of every package. Handmade in the USA by Analog Restorations, using high-density cork imported from Portugal, and explains that these mats dampen vibrations, improve stability, and reduce static. So they sell in the merch store for $35. Shipping in the US it's just under $5. Shipping to Canada is $11 US, and it's actually more than that. We're absorbing some of the cost of shipping to Canada just because it's so expensive. And right now the mats are only available in the USA and Canada just because shipping. They all ship from New Jersey, USA, and just it's kind of crazy out there right now. So just in the USA and Canada. So this is new and improved. This is the old mat I used to sell. I love it. I stand by it. It's fantastic. But here is the new one. The cork is slightly improved. It's higher density. But what you'll notice is the printing is a lot more sharp. It's a lot darker. So I'm pretty happy about that. Chris from Analog Restorations does a great job. Just a couple notes on this. I can tell you it's high quality cork. It doesn't come from China. It contains no filler, and it's got this suede-like feel. It's really soft, and the benefit of that is when you put records on here, it keeps them abrasion free. It's really soft, great on the records. The back is slightly textured, and that is to give it stability on the platter, right? That helps prevent slippage. The thickness of these mats, it's the proper thickness to accommodate a tremendously large amount of turntables, even those without a VTA adjustment. So basically, this mat requires no additional changes and tracking or anything like that. It's plug and play. You take off your old mat, you put this new one on, and you are good to go. Oh, one other thing I should mention, little lines around here, they act as a strobe disc. So if you have the right light, the right equipment, you can use that as a strobe. Shout out to Chris, again, from Analog Restorations, who made all that happen. This is designed aside from the strobe aspect, this is designed by a local guy here in Winnipeg, Adam from Pollution Lake. He does all my t-shirts and stuff. Great guy. So shout out to Adam as well as shout out to Chris. I don't want to make this into a big ad for these. I just want to let you guys know about them. I'm going to tell you I dig them. I like them. These are available in the Channel 33 RPM merch store. Link below this video. Also new in the merch store, I have beanies. In Canada, we call them toques. Winter hats. Winter's coming, so if you want to keep your cranium warm, check those out as well. Again, new cork mats in the Channel 33 RPM store. Shout out to Analog Restorations. They make these. They distribute them. And Chris from Analog Restorations, stand-up guy, always does a great job. I'm just sitting here editing this video and had one quick comment. Based on my experience and my observations, cork mats, including this one, won't eliminate static. So if you put a record on the cork mat and the record's full of static and you remove it, the cork mat is going to stick to your record. That is just the way it is. That's why I'm always careful, and I always use my Zero Stat to zap static off records before playing it, because that does make a huge difference. So if you're looking to get a cork mat to kill static, it's not going to happen. Don't get it for that reason.
Channel 33 RPM.
What else do I have in my pile? I want to show you a few records I've been spinning before I get out of here. I've talked about this release before. I don't want to dwell on it too much, but I just want to talk briefly about the new Skid Row album. The gang's all here. The last time I showed this, the last time I talked about it, I did not yet have a physical copy. I was just streaming it, so I do have a physical copy now. There's the front, if you haven't seen it, and a lot of people have shown this, so again, I won't dwell, but it's kind of got this foil for the Skid Row logo. I'm not a huge fan of this album artwork. It's been discussed a lot. There's a theory floating around that they called it The Gang's All Here and had this image on the front cover to trick people or to fool people into thinking Sebastian is back in the band. And I think that's Scotty right there. Some people are saying they made him look like Sebastian. I don't think so. I don't think there's anything like that going on there, but I'm just not a fan of this artwork. I don't know. It's okay. There is the gatefold. Here is the back. Mine is on plain old black wax. Got the custom inner sleeves. Anyway, I just want to quickly touch upon this to let you know that, in my opinion anyway, this is a very good pressing. The record sounds very good. It doesn't have that modern, overly brick-walled, overly compressed production. I think it sounds really, really good. I'm still really digging this record. I like most of the tracks on here. I give it a solid 8 on 10. And I'm standing behind what I said earlier. To me, at least so far, this is my favorite rock album of the year. So I urge you to check it out. If you're into old Skid Row, if you haven't checked out what they've been doing for the past 30 years, they got a new singer, and he's doing a good job. He's filling Sebastian's boots well. I think he's got the pipes. Sounds great. The songs are on point here. Some of the lyrics, some of the song titles maybe leave a little bit to be desired, but man, I'm loving this. Super crankable. So again, I urge you, if you're a fan of this kind of stuff, to check out the new Skid Row record. A while back, I picked up the reissues of a couple of Voivod albums. I said I would come back and share my thoughts on them. I have from 1989, the reissue of Nothing Face, and I have the reissue of The Outer Limits. What year did The Outer Limits? What year was this? This came out originally in 1993. I really love this era of Voivod. I like the era from Dimension Hatros to The Outer Limits. That includes Nothing Face and Angel Rat. After that, they kind of lost me, but those years, man, those years are really good, especially when Piggy, the guitarist, was still alive and still in the band. Some really, really good stuff. This pressing of Nothing Face, you know, I bought this. Do you ever do this? I went to the store. I saw Nothing Face. This was a record store day release this past summer when the record store day drops. I jumped on it without checking, and I actually had an original pressing at home. I never knew that, but this allowed me the opportunity to do an A-B comparison between the reissue and the original. I gotta say, this is another case where the original does sound better. The original, and I made a note here, the original sounds brighter, louder, has a bigger soundstage. This came out in 1989. It just, I mean, this doesn't sound bad. This sounds better. This kind of sounds like a CD. I had nothing to compare The Outer Limits too. I'm not even sure if this was ever released on vinyl. I had the original CD. This is a great album. In retrospect, did I need to buy it on vinyl? No, I think my original compact disc sounded great. I guess the good thing about this is the larger artwork. I love the larger artwork. So yeah, these are really good albums. If you've never heard of Voivod, at least this era, it's kind of like, how would you describe this? It's sort of like progressive metal, sci-fi metal. They do a couple of Pink Floyd covers on both of these as well. So I'm really digging them. That said, if you have a choice between the vinyl and the compact disc, and there's a big price difference, I'm not sure if these are really worth the investment. As I said, the original CDs for both of these also sounded really good. So great albums. If you haven't heard them, you do have to check out Voivod. I'm telling you now, you don't need to get them on vinyl. One more record I wanted to show you. This is the reissue of the Reverend Horton Heat album, Liquor in Front, Poker in the Rear. This was released in 1994. This is, without a doubt, one of my favorite records of all time. Definitely, how would I limit it? Definitely one of my top 50 records of all time. And if that sounds unimpressive, there's a whole lot of records I like, so it really is impressive. If you're not familiar with Reverend Horton Heat, these guys are from Texas. The genre is called psychobilly. It's sort of a combination of rockabilly and punk rock and rock and roll, and it's just a really cool combination. And in my opinion, this is just their best album. So good. I discovered these guys because I saw them on this tour opening up for Soundgarden, and I believe Soundgarden was on the Super Unknown tour. I never heard of Reverend Horton Heat, and these guys took the stage and they instantly blew me away. Now, that was an arena show. I've seen them several times since, playing clubs, theaters, that kind of stuff. These guys are best in the bars, clubs, and theaters. They're just that kind of band. The reissue is also pretty cool. It's got this embossed cover. I think this sounds really good. Again, is this an improvement over my original compact disc? I'm not sure. I mean, the compact disc sounded very good. My CD was wearing out, so I did not hesitate to get this reissue. Again, one of my favorite albums. If you haven't heard the Reverend Horton Heat, you gotta check it out. As I said, it's kind of, they straddle the line between rockabilly and punk rock, but there's also Latin influences on this album, on songs like In Your Wildest Dreams. There's country influences on songs like Liquor, Beer, and Wine. So just, and this is produced also by Al Jorgensen, the Al Jorgensen from Ministry. So some songs maybe have a titch of that industrial influence. Not much, though. It really is a psychobilly record. So I highly urge you to check this out. This is the best Reverend Horton Heat album. And again, one of my favorite records of all time. Liquor in the Front. That is my Friday update, 33ers. It is good to be back. Thank you for watching. I will be back again very, very soon. Till then, keep on spinning.